A good day today. Just wrapped up my workout at the gym. I'm on my way home right now. I wanted to give you a quick video though on the sacred account and some of the unknown, sometimes unpointed out similarities that it has to real estate. Okay, so and when I talk real estate, I'm talking about income producing investment real estate, not your house. That's different, okay? So the sacred account and real estate. Sacred account, if you don't know this already, is a high early cash value, dividend paying whole life insurance policy. All right, and real estate could be apartments, it could be office, it could be retail. I prefer apartments, mobile homes, HOA associations. Those are all of the kinds of deals I like to get my hands on. And I want to point out some of the similarities, okay? So just like real estate, the sacred account requires a capital contribution. So when you put money into a real estate deal, you do have to have money for the real estate deal. Okay, just like with the sacred account, you're gonna have to put a lump sum in or a decent amount in to really get the thing to grow for you. So it's similar in that aspect. Now, one of the main differences is you can do like $500 a month into a sacred account, and you can't do that with real estate. Okay, so that's, sacred account might be a better starting point. And as you're working your way into real estate, it's a way to leverage yourself there. Now, another similarity that may not be known, the sacred account can utilize debt just like real estate. You see, the ideal way to invest in real estate is to get a mortgage on a property and leverage your money so that you can get more bang for your buck. You can get more units, a bigger deal. And most people don't know this. There's something called premium finance life insurance, where you can actually use debt to buy life insurance. You can borrow money from a bank and buy life insurance, and that bank will help finance you. And what that does is it also gives you leverage on your dollar. So there's some similarities there. Another thing that's similar, so real estate produces income, right? You have two numbers that you usually are gonna hear about. You've got, your gross rent roll, and then you've got your net operating income, or your cap rate, which is the net income after operating costs paid by that real estate. Okay, and that's if you were to buy the deal in cash. Now, the sacred account has what's called a gross dividend. Okay, the gross dividend is a lot like your cap rate. Okay, so it's a lot like your cap rate. So the sacred account produces a 6 to 8% gross dividend, just like a good real estate deal should produce a 6 to 8% cap rate. They're both very similar. It's representing the income paid by the deal. Right? So that's something that you're going to look at with real estate and the sacred account that are also similar. Another thing that's similar is you can borrow against them. Okay, so with real estate, you can borrow against the equity in your property. You can use a refinance. You can use an equity line of credit. You can borrow against the property. On a bigger deal, you're typically going to refi yourself out. Just like with the sacred account, you're going to borrow against your cash value. You're going to borrow against your cash value, taking the equity of the policy out of the policy, using that to go invest. And the benefit on both sides is your real estate will continue to grow even though you've taken out money, just like your sacred account will continue to grow even though you've taken out money. So it's very similar. The last one that I want to point out, and this one is eerily similar, with real estate, if I have a deal that I own and I want to transfer that equity or that money into another deal, I can do that through what's called a 1031 exchange, and it shelters my taxes. So I can transfer into another property that's similar, and I can avoid paying taxes because I'm doing a transfer of one in-kind asset to another in-kind asset. That's called a 1031 exchange. Okay, you may not have known this. The sacred account has the same thing. So I can transfer from one sacred account to another sacred account through what's known as a 1035 exchange. So if I've got one policy and I'm like, hey, I want to try this one out instead, I like that one better, I can transfer that tax-free over to the other one using a 1031 or 1035 exchange. Very similar to real estate's 1031 exchange. It's going to happen tax-free. I'm avoiding paying anything on my gains, and I can just continue compounding my growth in my account. So I wanted to point those similarities out. The reason why is I like real estate. Okay, real estate is one of my favorite ways to invest. I also like my sacred account. My sacred account is my favorite place to put my money. And so if you realize the similarities, you can actually see how congruent these two systems are. The ideal way you use a sacred account is not to build up a retirement nest egg that you're going to live off of. It's actually to acquire capital to work as an investment acquisition tool. So you're gonna build up your account value, in other words, and then you would borrow against your sacred account and use it to buy real estate. You would use it to buy real estate, which is gonna produce income simultaneously while your sacred account grows, and then you would pay yourself back with the cash flow and just wash, rinse, and repeat. So I wanted to share that with you because they are very similar. There's so many traits that are alike with these two asset classes. And I've got some information I'm gonna drop this week for you guys on this topic. So thank you for watching it. By the way, if you were watching this today and what I've talked about intrigued you, maybe it was something you already knew and you're looking now to implement, or maybe it's something you just learned about today, but you want to get more knowledge on it, I want to drop a link in the comments for you really quick. So if you go to sacredaccount.com, you can get all of the information in the world on the Sacred Account. We've put literally everything, guys. We've got illustrations, we've got pictorials, we've got infographics, we've got videos, we've got actual policies. You can actually see real life policies from Mass Mutual and Guardian and New York Life and all these companies we work with to actually see that that Sacred Account does what we say it does. So if you click on sacredaccount.com, again, that's sacredaccount.com, you can get that link. You can check out all the information for yourself. If you'd like to learn more after that, feel free to reach out to myself and my team. We're happy to answer your questions. And until then, click on the link in the comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Again, that's sacredaccount.com. Talk to you soon.